It's me, Mods, back with more deck profiles. I'm not as excited, but here we go. What is going on, YouTubies? I am the Alphonse, this is Team Gridlock. We are here with the deck profile featuring none other than... We are playing Surprise Brankgate. Because it's kind of like D-Police, in case you guys didn't get that from me. So we're starting with this. This is our starter. In case anyone couldn't guess it, I am playing Orfist. It is our starter. Basically, if you go second, you draw a card. If not, it does other things. For the record, I should mention this is our ride lineup. So this is our grade 1 ride lineup. So when you ride into it, it searches a world order, adds it to your hand. We will go into what my choices are later on in the deck profile. This is our grade 2 for the ride lineup. Basically, what this guy does is when you play an order and he is on Vanguard, he gives power to another rearguard. So fun times. Man, I wish that effect was a little bit better. And then boom, King of Cards, Orfist. His effect is pretty simple. If you are Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, he gets +5 during your turn, makes him an 18k attacker. His secondary ability is an act ability. You will, for 2 counterblast, you summon 3 shadow tokens that are beefy boys. All right, and now we go on to the main deck. So obviously we won 3 of our Orfists. 3 for a total of 4 because Persona Writing's cool. You already know his effect is, so hopefully, you know, you're not too confused on that one. My grade 2 lineup, I've been really working around it and I feel a little bit comfortable with it, so I play Snake. Cardinal Fang, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. That is like literally the hardest name for me to pronounce. Its ability is that when you place it on your rearguard, he looks at the top 3 cards of your deck, adds an order to your hand, bottom decks everything in any order that you want to place. So one of the problems that Orfist had in set 1 is that you had a hard time adding orders to your hand, because it's cool that your ride lineup added 1, but if you didn't draw into your other one, you didn't have a fun time. Life was sad. I run 3 of this guy. Cardinal Draco Alvidred. So he made his debut in set 2. If you are Dark Knight, he gets +2. If you're Abyssal Dark Knight, he gets +5. He himself becomes a 15k, so when boosted by a shadow token, it's a 30k column. It's just a lot of power that your opponent has to deal with. His end of battle ability, he will retire a shadow army token anywhere on your board, and he will let you target any rearguard on your opponent's board. It's essentially an effective way of you controlling the game state and, you know, dealing with Bastion, because that's my life in a nutshell sometimes, I guess. Then we are moving on to Cardinal Fang Esterets. He is yet another grade 2 that made his debut in set 2. His ability is that at the end of every turn, both players sacrifice a unit. I know what you're thinking, man, that would really hurt sacrificing a unit, but remember, you play a deck that generates tokens that you could continuously sacrifice so it doesn't hurt you as much. I play 3 of him, still testing it out, seeing how it's gonna work, but so far I've been digging the 3. In certain matchups, it's helped me. And now we are moving into still our grade 2, but it's gonna swap out a bit. These are our order cards. Howling Moonlit Night. Yes. So basically this order, in order to play it, you Soul Blast, draw a card, and it has the effect that all the Abyss cards do, which is essentially, hey, if you have 1 card, you're a Dark Knight. If you have 2, you're Abyssal Dark Knight. I play 4 of this. I feel really comfortable with playing the 4 because I like drawing cards. And as someone once told me, deck thinning is deck winning. Yes. Although I don't do a lot of that sometimes. Our next card is also going to be in order, Eclipse Moonlight. Eclipse Moonlight made its debut in set 2 as well. Its on-play cost is Counterblast 1, you generate a token. This allows you to be a little bit more aggressive. The other orders were a turn 2 order, which were Howling Moonlit Night, which lets you draw a card, doesn't generate a token. Your other order card was a grade 3, which for a Soul Blast retired a front row unit. We got so many units in set 2 that retire or target retire that me personally, I don't play the set 3 order. I prefer to play this. Lets me be a little bit more aggressive in certain matchups, aka Bastion. And I play 4 of it because if you're not playing 4 of it, you're gonna have a hard time. Also to note about that last card, it costs a counterblast of 1 instead of 2. So in case your opponent is trying to damage deny you or you don't have enough counterblast, you gotta play it smart, gauge your board, and choose to generate a token effectively instead of, you know, sacking 2 to make 1 token or, you know, 2 tokens. Our next card is going to be Cardinal Prima Ekelpa. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I love this card. I run 4 of it. Her ability is that on boost or attack, you may retire a Shadow Army token to countercharge. Throughout the state of the game, you could, as long as you have this card on board and it doesn't get sniped by anything in the game, you could continuously just mitigate the cost of generating tokens. So instead of generating tokens for 2, you generate them for 1. I know that it's kind of bad because, you know, she's only an 8k and doesn't get a power boost, but it's all about a resource game. I've been playing her at 4 because it's the only way I see her. I tried it 2, I tried it at 3, and it didn't work. So we're going to 4 of it. Our next card is going to be called Cardinaloid Thumbelina, a playoff Thumbelina, I guess. So I run 2 of her. People have told me play 3 or 4. I don't feel comfortable with that. Her effect is when she boosts a Shadow Army token, you may have that Shadow Army token gain power when you attack anything. It does not have to be a Vanguard, it just has to be a Shadow Army token. So you will give that column an extra plus 15k, you will retire that column, and then you draw a card. So essentially, I kind of just use it for those late game pushes, because, you know, if I don't hit a trigger, she's basically that extra trigger I need. We're going into Volatile Dragoon, because it's not a dragon. We run 4 perfect guards. Look at our perfect guard. It's not a Cardinaloid, so it seems a little bit out of place, but hey, still hoping, guys. So we run 4 perfect guards, obviously. Trial deck crit. I run 4 of it because she's adorable. And then, you know, Cardinal crit. I run 3 of it because I have to play an over trigger there. That's the reason why, guys. And then obviously my over trigger, if I ever hit it, you know, I guess. I've hit it once against Henry Rico, and it won me a game. That's all I'm saying. This trigger got introduced in set 2. It is the new defensive front trigger. You all know what it does. If your opponent is a grade 3, you get +5, it becomes a 20k shield. I've been tutoring of the idea of changing my trigger lineup. Instead of running crits, I'm gonna try more fronts, but for now, I feel that crits win me games because when you hit a crit, your opponent takes 2 damage. It's a great experience. And then finally, we go to our heal trigger. We run 4 heal triggers. Unless you're me from 6 years ago who was a madman and ran nothing but crits. Don't do that. Bad idea. Didn't end well for me. So that is my lineup of the deck, guys. I kept it short, sweet, and simple. I feel that Orfist is a lot of fun with set 2. You got a lot of board control in the deck now. There are certain things, like for example, that you can't hit a Dragon Empire. You can't hit their Trickstar, no matter how much you want to. For Bastion players, you can't hit that 1 grade 3 because it's, you know, it has resist basically. You have a hard time against those things, but the rest of your cards hit other rear guards, which is one to keep in mind. You want to use your tokens not only to attack, but you want to sack them to control your opponent's board and make the game a little bit easier for you. So this is my build and my take on the deck. I've had a fun time with it. And if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. And I will leave it to Mr. Alphonsus to wrap it up.
All right, thank you so much, Mods, for this deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this Orfist deck profile. As Shadow Army tokens are coming in with some hot set 2 hotness.
Tokens.
All right, guys, that is it for Mods and the Alphonsus Team Greylock. Take care, guys. Signing out. Woohoo! Deuces.